Greetings and salutations, folks. We're back with a new episode
Holy
of 3
shit, we're
Men in
back.
Anime. Oh my god, we're back.
It's been 58 years.
Yeah,
Well, about 6 months.
we tried to record the episode for Slayer's try. And I fucked up and somehow screwed it up and we didn't get the recording. And then we're like, oh god, we have to re-record this. But we started watching the new series while that was going. And we never actually recorded the episode on Slayer's try. And part of that is because none of us were particularly really enthusiastic about re-recording the episode.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it's different.
it
We are
basically boiled
recording
down
now,
to
right?
this is a fun. Hey, let's go hang out with the Slayers crew again. It's not really, you know, anything more than that. Hang out with the Slayers crew again. There's a story, like the world is at stake. Zelos shows up, and is Zelos.
Yeah.
The end.
It almost feels to me, just to get this out of the way, it almost feels like an alternate story to Slayer's Next.
Sure, I can see that.
Wait, like it's literally from the same starting point with just a different campaign. If you think of it as a D&D campaign, it's after the first campaign you've done that, you have two options. This is the one when you go one way, this is where you go the other way. Because unfortunately, the Slayer's Try doesn't really reference Next.
Basically, it references the
Yeah.
very end of it. Because
Yeah, beyond
Yeah.
the fact that they know who Zelos is and they know what he is.
Yeah.
and you know,
And
Ragnar
it
Blade,
mentioned
blah,
like
blah, you know,
Hellbraiser,
yeah.
Hellbraiser, and all that stuff. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it Next doesn't really have a major impact on Try.
because unfortunately, the one thing I find irksome about Next is that the very end of it resets Lena and Gary's sort of relationship to a large degree.
Yeah.
And by the end of Try, we're back to them sort of realizing, oh shit, we really like each other. Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, we get to travel together for basically ever, so sure.
Yay.
It's more of the same. It's Slayers. It doesn't break any new ground. Doesn't evolve the characters anywhere near enough
No.
to warrant the status of as a sequel, so to speak.
It's, again, it's fun.
But,
it introduces a
yeah.
new character who has a good, fun dynamic with Zelos.
Yeah.
Philia, who's a gold dragon, and Zelos argue and bicker like an old married couple. It's hilarious.
Yes.
It's true.
That is the best part of
Zelos
Slayer's
is
Try.
always right. Yes. That and the fact that Zelos is almost always right.
Well, yes, actually, he is.
Yeah.
Because Philia is a young, naive dragon who doesn't realize what's going on. And when she does, she gets actually kind of upset.
Yes.
She realizes, wait. You mean the church I've been working for is is made of bullshit? Well, I'll be. Fuck you guys. I'm leaving. I'm going to open an antique store after we save the world.
Yeah. With blackjack and hookers.
Correction.
Forget the antique store.
Yeah, it's not even an antique store. It's a jar store.
It's an antique jar store,
Yes.
specifically. Antique vases
yeah,
and jars and
that's-
such, yes.
Yeah.
And she hires
that's
the two bad guy minions who run through the show,
Yes.
who absolutely deserve something good in their lives for once.
Yes.
Yeah, because they really are just like, hey, this guy's got pretty good healthcare, and he doesn't treat us like shit. Okay, cool. Let's hang out and work for him.
Yeah.
Also, since we ended up watching the dub. If you want to know where the entire cast of Pokemon went,
They're all in the. Gary is turns out Gary is voiced by Brock.
yes, not even an accent. It's literally just Brock's voice.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
Jesse and Misty's VA is the same. She's in there. There's about all three Meowths of the era are in there.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I've always thought of that as Gowry's voice, and thought it was weird that Brock had Gowry's voice.
Sure. You watch Slayers
it's
first.
Mostly because I just didn't watch a
Yeah.
lot of Pokemon, but I watched Slayers, and I was like, oh, cool, Slayers is awesome. Why does this idiot
that's
sound
it.
like a different idiot that I like?
Eric and Gav, the duality of man. Did you start with Pokemon or did you start with Slayers?
So, at any rate, that is in a nutshell our review of Slayer's Try.
Yeah.
It's a B minus.
It's
It's
an
fine.
addendum. Go and watch the previous reviews of Slayers that we've done with this addendum. That's all you really
Yeah.
need. It's basically the same.
Basically, if you want more Slayers, it's not bad. Watch it. It's better than the
Yeah.
OVAs in my opinion.
Not groundbreaking, but it's a fun time.
Yeah. It is absolutely worth watching just for fun, right?
Can
Yeah.
I just make one suggestion?
Yeah.
Double check we are still recording.
We are in fact still recording.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
Thank you for the suggestion. I'll leave that in because
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna now actually talk about what we're the episode proper today, which is something we're I think a little more enthusiastic about,
Yeah.
but more confused
It's
by.
certainly more. Yeah, it's certainly more interesting, and I wouldn't necessarily say a fun time, depending on your tolerance for bullshit. Basically.
So we're talking about Eric's most recent series selection, Last Exile.
The Last Exile was a show I remember watching 10,000 years ago and liking, but no remembering. So I was like, you know what? Let's do Last Exile because I haven't seen it in like a decade and a half, 2 decades, whatever.
Yeah.
And no one talks about Last Exile, so let's do that. And I kind of remember now why no one talks about it.
Let's preface all of this by saying it's fine.
Yeah, it's not a bad show, but it certainly has.
Honestly, it's better than a lot of shit from the era.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm
Yeah,
it's just it's the also ran is
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah,
and it's completely self-inflicted. Unfortunately, it does have its problems.
So we'll put it, let's put it this way: it's a show we all liked, but we definitely have critiques.
Yeah.
Which is not
But
a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Put it this way: if you want to use a little bit of foreshadowing, which is a writing technique, which this show has absolutely no fucking clue about.
No, they don't actually.
When you look up the writers for this show, it is listed as Gonzo.
Yeah, it's got one guy whose name it was produced by Studio Gonzo.
Yes, and they are listed as the writers.
Yeah, it is Koichi Chigira and Gonzo.
Yeah.
So as near as we can tell, the show had multiple writers. And I think
and none of them communicated. They were all in different offices.
Apparently, the show is filled with good ideas. Eric said before we started recording, Eric put it perfectly. It has a bunch of really good ideas that are executed terribly.
Yes. So so right off the bat, like you've got like these two kids, Klause and Lavi, who are obviously like on their own and getting by with their own little business, which is flying this sort of diesel punk wingless flying machine, which looks vaguely like a cross between a 1940s car and a biplane, but minus the wings or propeller.
It definitely has a bit of a rigid airship air about it.
Yeah, they're like all of these little two-man flyers that you see in the show are it's all very diesel punk, like sky pirate kind of vibe, which I really dig. And they're basically messengers. They grab because there's no radio near as we can tell, possessed by 99.9% of the people in the world. So yeah, their job is they grab messengers and they fly them from the recipient from the sender to the recipient and back again, and are paid according to the estimated danger. So yeah, and which okay, cool, awesome. And the first message is they have to take a message from a noble person, where we learn that fresh clean water is incredibly rare because this noble person has a fountain. And they're like, holy shit, look at all that fucking clean water they just have sitting here. How rich are these guys?
Pretty rich turned out, but yes.
Yeah. and they have to take it to the front line of a skyship battle, where we find out that they're basically two nations, Natare and Disith, that are in a highly ritualized war between their airships. And
Yeah.
there's like, yeah, things like initial engagement involves like fighting decks full of like full of guys with pneumatic muskets firing at each other from each airship's deck, and then they switch to the anti-ship cannons, and it's a very weird degree of escalation, and it's very like ritualized in how it's done, and breaking these rules is a cause of great dishonor.
And
It's almost like there's a war going on that no one's intended to win. It's
Yes.
just like ritual combat over and over and over and over.
by the way,
Like,
Yes.
by the way, this is in fact accurate.
Yes, because all of this is overseen by what is known as the Guild, who are the guys with actual, like, real technology, like automatic weapons and radio.
as well as they control the anti-grav technology that all these ships use.
Yes. All
Because
the
this
ships,
is very much thematically, this is very much a naval sort of show.
Yes.
Yes.
It would be absolutely an old timey like submarine movie / naval
Oh, yeah.
battle movie kind of sort of situation. It just happens to be in the clouds, and so all of our
Yeah.
massive
Yeah.
destroyers and
the battles between the ships are it is in a lot of ways naval battles in the sky in the exact same way that Space Battleship Yamato is naval battles in space.
yeah.
Yes.
There's that similarity exists. This is where all similarities between those two end.
Yes.
Because naval battles in space in Yamato were very much World War II. This is much more Age of Sail.
Yeah, oh yeah. This is
Age of
like
Sail / World War One. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like a weird cross between Age of Sail and like World War I dreadnoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the aesthetic, like the vibe is very much Age of Sail. The aesthetic of the tech is very diesel punk.
Yeah.
Like pulpy sky pirate stuff.
They're floating sky islands and shit. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
The Guild are Comstar from BattleTech.
They really are.
For those that know, they are a weird pseudo-religious group that actually controls all the actual technology.
They control the single most important technology in the galaxy or on the planet.
Yes.
In BattleTech, that's FTL communications.
Yeah. If someone pisses off the Guild, they push a button, and your entire engine and the bit that makes you float leaves your ship.
Yeah.
Yes. As they recall their engineers. They also control the only passage between Disith and Anatare, because they're split by a massive wind vortex that seems to encircle the entire planet, with only like certain pathways that can be traced back and forth that the Guild controls, or if you're really smart, you follow the migrating birds when they happen to be going by, because they'll know, but no one knows how, because the paths shift. Unless you're the Guild, in which case you just know. It is not explained why. It does not need to be explained why. We know that the paths shift. We know that the Guild has a way of predicting them. We know that the birds have a way of predicting them. No one else does.
The Guild has sufficiently advanced technology. That's the answer, right?
Yeah, that's all we really need to know about them.
That's always the answer with the Guild.
So yeah, they go, they deliver the message to the guy, who turns out who realizes, my daughter wants me to come home. That's really nice and sweet. Looks like the Guild is letting our opponents shoot the crap out of us in a dishonorable manner from above, while they descend from the clouds. There's no way to win this. I guess I should retreat.
By the way, he is definitively one of the most sound strategic and tactical commanders in the show. Yes. I'm not mocking him for this.
He's called Mad Thane.
His name is Mad Thane. He is Mad Thane. He is level-headed, calm, and like rational and pragmatic, and I like him a lot.
Yes.
I wish he was involved in more of the show because he's actually a really cool
Yeah,
character.
because he's pretty much just in like the first couple episodes that sort of establish the world and our primary characters, which are Klaus and Lavi. Lavi is a bit of a hothead, and she's the navigator and engineer, and Klaus is the pilot and is sort of, at least initially, kind of more apprehensive and pragmatic of the two.
Yeah. So yeah, they retreat over all his like sub officers are like, but we how could we the loss of honor if we run away? And he's like, dudes, no.
I mean, you can't eat honor, dude.
We're,
I got a wife and daughter at home. Plus, all we're doing is wasting the lives of good men that could be used to hit back later.
we are retreating. It is, in fact, the smart and actually honorable thing because they are being dishonorable. There's no reason to keep fighting.
Yeah.
Let's leave. And he does. And he organizes a fighting retreat that works. Now, they're helped, it turns out, but unintentionally.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember the character's name. One of the little flying ships from another ship from an independent ship shows up.
Mm.
This is the first time we get to see any of what's the name? The Sylvanas and their crew.
The Sylvanas, yes.
Yeah.
The Sylvanas and the Urbanus. We don't see the Urbanus till about halfway
Right.
through. The Sylvanas are motherfucking space pirates. Or sky pirates.
They don't engage in piracy, but they are.
They're space pirates.
Yeah, they're privateers.
They're
They are
sky
independent
pirates.
of. Yeah.
They are led by, like, we have Captain Harlock at home.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He is. Alex is a good character. He's fun, but does not have any of this. He does not have half the style or panache of Captain Harlock. That's because almost no one does.
Yeah, that is holding him up against like one of the premier archetypes of anime. It's like, yeah, you cannot blame him for not living up to Captain Harlock.
Nope,
but it's definitely,
if you're a space,
it's like trying to do another Char Ansible. You're never going to live up to Char.
Right, exactly.
But it's
100%. That is the correct analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Gundam can't do Char again.
No, they can't. Of course
exactly.
not. It's
and
fucking
God knows they've tried.
too often, really. But at any rate.
So yeah, so Klaus and Lavi, they drop off the thing. We're introduced to this aspect of the world. They get back home after meeting Mullivan? Was that his name?
I think so.
The Musketeer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's important, but I can't remember. It's like Mulligan or Mullivan or something.
Mullen.
I don't have that.
Mullen.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Mullen,
who's a musketeer on the who's a musketeer on the
ship, and
he helps them escape
because the deck crews are dumb.
Yeah.
I don't. This is one of the things. Like, so as we go through this review, we're going to be saying things and explaining things that, in all fairness, we had to figure out over the course of many episodes.
Yes.
And here's the thing, I don't mind having world building and stuff drip fed to me. I like piecing that shit together.
But it's certain things that they drip feed that didn't need to be, or were so inconsequential that they made them feel big and then weren't.
Yeah, for example, the idea of pneumatic musketeers.
Well, that's what I was just coming to. So, okay, logically, break this down. You have 2 squads of guys with pneumatic rifles that will face off above, from ship to ship and shoot at each other. The only thing they can kill are the other guys with the muskets, because you're not harming the ship. I understand the idea of having some sort of, hand-to-hand force on a ship for boarding actions. Why do the musket fire?
So
they don't do anything other than kill each other.
The thing we figured out, the assumption we figured out is the plan is you gun down the other musketeers and then you board.
Yeah. And also there's this whole thing with like everything is so heavily ritualized and bound by honor and such that like it's part of the escalation. You start with musketeers, you build up to anti-ship weapons, and eventually, I don't know, laser cannons. Although only the guild has laser cannons.
Yeah.
You know, you build up to them, then you build the little flyy ships that fly around and buzz each other, and then
Yeah.
you get up to the anti-ship cannons. I think is sort of this.
Yeah, the van ships, that's what the smaller ships are called, don't seem to really be used for anything traditionally except for scouting.
They're used for scouting
We
and
don't.
shooting each other down. They're
Yes.
World
Yeah.
War One
It's
biplanes.
it's
Yes.
the next escalation. It's literally you deploy your ships, they deploy their ships, and you have a little dogfight.
Yeah.
You don't attack the other capital ships.
Now we do know that the van ships do have bombs and such. We see them use them late in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's also treated as like this major innovation. Like, holy shit, we gave them bombs and rockets.
Much like end of World War One.
Yeah.
They always had machine guns.
They did.
'cause they were
For dogfighting.
because they were talking about how the navigators were in charge of loading and all
Yep.
that sort of stuff. But yeah, other than that, it's yeah.
But at any rate, so Klaus and Lavi go back home.
Yep. And they get ready for the big race that their hometown has.
Yeah, they've got a van
for the
ship.
various
Their van
crews.
ship races, which of course there are. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, yeah. It honestly does.
Oh yeah, no,
It-
100%. I'm not being facetious.
like we've established that there's this culture in like the van ships about like taking the most dangerous missions and having the fastest ship and being the best navigators and stuff. There's a whole subculture around them that these two kids are steeped in from birth.
Yep.
So of course they get in the race.
And the
they're about
race
to
is
win the race
basically
when they-
it's basically like a modern rally race, except airplanes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Lavi is doing a lot of the sort of rally driver navigator stuff for him, like
Yes.
keeping an eye on the track and such, and like where other racers are, etc. So you can focus on not crashing into shit.
Yeah. And intercut with the big race, we see another van ship with being pursued by weird star-shaped ships. And Klaus and Lavi see him go down after losing his pursuers. So like, shit, that guy just went down in the middle of the woods. We need to help him. But we're gonna lose. But we gotta help him. I know we gotta help him.
Yeah.
Which is the exchange.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they go and help the guy. The dude's taken several bullets to the chest. And it's like, okay, there's a little girl in the back. Grab her, complete my job. I'm gonna die now. I'm also gonna make sure that the starships come after me. Starships? What the fuck are starships? Starships. They're shaped like stars. They have machine guns and turn into mechs. You don't want to deal with them. They follow van ship noises. Do not turn on your engine. I'm gonna die now. Okay. Hey, look, there's a little girl back here, and her dead maid. Let's take the little girl. And his 10-star mission. Okay, cool. I guess we're doing that now instead of the race. They briefly have a fight with the. So they grab the girl, find out her name is Elvis. Everyone just calls her Al. She's just a. She is a shy. She's a shy, quiet, pensive little like 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Who is probably who is smarter than you initially think she is, but she's still 6. They actually do a really good job portraying Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
She fits that archetype to a T. She never seems too old or too smart for a 6-year-old, and she never seems too dumb or too idiotic for someone who's obviously supposed to be at least moderately intelligent.
I mean, they do to a degree use her relatively sparingly. She's there in a lot of shots, but she's not actively doing anything. I mean, she is, for all intents and purposes, a MacGuffin.
Yeah, she's absolutely the MacGuffin.
Oh, yeah.
And she is used sparingly because a 6-year-old, unless they're MacGuffin and are needed at exactly that moment, should probably be used sparingly.
Yes.
So yeah, They chased around by a starship. They see it transform into a robot. Um, they get away, take Elvis to where they're supposed to take her to meet up with some guy named Alex from the Sylvanas. You mean that fucking pirate ship? No one goes to the Sylvanas. It's a fucking pirate ship. This has got to be wrong. Well, we're supposed to meet the dude here. Maybe someone will pick her up. Who knows? They go there. They're attacked by a starship again. Starship gets exploded. Hey, look, that's Alex from the Sylvanas. That's our Captain Heartlock analog. And shit continues on from there.
Yeah. So, you know, Klaus and Lavi end up on the Sylvanas with Al, and they basically chase after them to make sure Al's okay because, you know.
Yeah, like Al left behind a stuffed animal or something, so they go to bring it to her on the Sylvanas, and the Sylvanas is like, you guys are fucking crazy. Guess what? You're on the crew now, because we're not going to let you leave, because you tracked us. People aren't supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah, and the
Well,
deck
shit,
crew,
okay.
the Sylvanas deck crew are beat the crap out of Klaus. Like,
yeah.
For like no really readily apparent reason other than, outsider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy that thinks he can track us?
Assholes. Yeah.
They do a I remember they established that and then they basically started showing, aha, but you're actually supposed to like these guys. And I remember saying they've got a long road ahead long road to hoe here to get me to like these guys. And the 5 minutes after I say that, they get into a fight with a bunch of noble assholes and they're flunkies. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they beat up the rich people, instant heroes.
And yeah, the nobles are horrible pricks and
absolutely deserve the beatdown they get.
Yeah.
And then
and yes, it does make you start to like the bridge crew because
the deck crew,
the deck crew because yes, they're sticking up for Klaus and Lavi because Klaus took his licks and he stuck around and he's useful, so now he's part of the crew.
And everybody likes Lavi.
yeah, and it's hard not to like Lavi because she's a little spitfire.
Yeah, and she knows what she's doing. Like they're like, oh no,
yeah.
she actually knows. She's an engineer. No, she's cool. No. We got no problem with her.
Yeah,
Klaus.
Yeah,
I don't know.
One of the things I do kind of like about the show as it goes on is Klaus and Lavi kind of switch places.
Oh yeah.
Lavi becomes much more reserved and much more cautious, and Klaus becomes much more prone to take risks and be proactive. And it's good for both of them, even if everything around them is kind of toxic and insane.
Oh yeah. No, they both grow as people, like over the course of the show.
Yes, there is actual character growth throughout the entire show with all of the principal characters, which is actually very cool.
Yeah,
they're not the same people they started out as, and I like that.
Yeah. They do try and pay attention to the whole ensemble. If anything, for a good chunk of the show, Klaus kind of just feels like he's there. Like it's not his show at all. Despite the fact that we started with him and Lavi, like the political intrigue and stuff that goes on becomes more focused. Like there's all the characters kind of step into the lead, and it's like he's just there. He's just a pilot on the crew
for a while. Yeah. Then he steps back into the foreground, but
a little bit.
Which I'm okay with because we get to meet other characters, and theoretically this is a good thing because we get to see other characters and get to know other members of the Sylvanas and other actors in the world at large and see how the world is moving. It's a really good idea that is not well executed.
No.
That is the story of the show.
Yep. You're gonna hear that a lot.
We're eventually introduced to basically the guild sends some people after the Sylvanas.
Yep.
And one of them comes along is one of a younger family member, one of the higher ups, named Dio, and his servant, whose name escapes me. Luciola, that's it. Yeah. And he sees Klaus flying and becomes obsessed with him because Klaus is like Not like most
Because
other
Klaus is
pilots.
good at his job and of a comparable age. Like, okay, this is an older vanship pilot that's better than me, or that is better than Klaus. Fine, they're a veteran. That makes sense. But this dude is like 14 and is this good. This guy's awesome. I want to hang out and be friends with him and probably make out with him a lot.
Yeah.
Because Dio is probably the gayest character I have seen outside of the gayest character I have seen in a show outside of like Uri and Ice. And he is camp and he is lots of fun and I kind of love him.
Yeah, no, he's a character I was very worried about how he was being portrayed early. And then he just kept being kind of an interesting character. And it's like, oh.
The thing they did it well. He's absolutely 100% gay coded, but his sexuality is never actually brought into it.
Yeah.
Like, he's, for the most part, he's, as far as we can tell, he's completely, that whole side of it is completely irrelevant. It's like, it doesn't, I won't say ace or anything like that, but it's like, it never comes up. It's not a point of the show.
Yeah, like
just-
he's
he's
very
just-
gay coded. I am fairly convinced that he and Luciola are an item.
Maybe.
Even if they aren't supposed to be an item by guild rules. But beyond that, like, yeah, it's nothing overt is ever said. It's never condemned.
Right.
He is a gay coded villain who is treated, who's actually not a villain. He's basically a tro. What's the term for three protagonists? He becomes another protagonist.
He becomes the third protagonist largely, and
yeah,
boy, howdy, he is tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All Dio wants is to make connections and have friends, and not even necessarily romantic. He just wants to have friends.
Yep.
And he's not allowed to because his sister is a horrible monster and is in charge of the guild.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how, so he comes off as weird and creepy to everyone.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
eventually,
it takes him a long time to actually explain that to us as well. So we just kind of think he's being very, very weird. He's like, you get hints that he clearly doesn't want to get found by the guild. He doesn't want to go back. He's having, but you know, is it that he's just having too much fun, or is he actively avoiding it, or you know?
Or as it turns out, is he terrified of his sister and
Yeah.
the place he needs to, he's supposed to take.
Yeah, there is a little bit of the old plot accelerator button towards the end.
Oh lordy!
The show clearly runs out of money, like about 2/3 of the way through, and every aspect of the show just drops through the floor. Like
animation,
writing quality. The show uses
direction.
a lot of early CG and attempts to integrate them with varying degrees of success, which is to say almost no success, but various degrees of disaster. Let's put it that way.
I will say this. I think the CG...
It's 2003. Early on, it's doing a great job for 2003.
Yeah, and I will say, I find the CG more watchable than some much later shows, like, say, I don't know, Handshakers.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Sorry.
No, although I got to say, those last few episodes and the use of CG, I'm like, guys, what happened to all your polygons? Like,
oh god, yeah.
Why is everything made from like friggin' like 30-degree angles? This is supposed to be a curve. I've seen it be a curve. Why are you running PS1 graphics on this? Anyway, bitching about poor CG integration and dropping quality later on. So yeah, we have Dio. Mulligan or Mullen joins the Sylvanas crew as a deckhand, as one of the deck crew, as opposed to a musketeer. We find out through Mullen that musketeers aren't expected to survive more than like 1 or 2 engagements. The fact that he's got like 20 survival medals shows that he is a tough ass motherfucker. Yeah, Mullen develops a crush on the vanship ace pilot whose name I can't remember, who's just, put it simply, She initially comes off as a bitch, and we are intended to think of her as such. Although eventually we come to realize that she just has a giant bug up her ass for personal reasons and has, similar to Dio, has problems developing connections with other people, but grows out of it and becomes a better person
Yes.
as a result.
I think for me that change was a little bit rushed.
It was.
Oh yeah,
Because she goes from literally the hard ass, like she's got a navigator who is possibly one of the best navigators in the fleet, but she holds her to an impossible standard, so that whenever they come back from a mission, there's always something that was off, that was wrong, that needs to be improved, that was her fault. And she's a complete asshole. No one wants to talk to her. No one wants to get to know her. No one tries because she doesn't try. She's literally, I want another mission. Send me out. Get me away from everyone. This, that, and the other. She gets dressed down by fucking Klaus once on a mission where they end up crash landing together, and all of a sudden she's like, "Okay, I'll be better." It's like,
Oh yeah, they
come on.
crash. She freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
She has a bit of a tiz.
And Klaus does dress her down a bit, and then she's a better person.
Just overnight.
There needed to be more between, before the crash and.
My biggest issue with it is Klaus is literally nothing to her. Like the way that we've come to see her, the way she behaves on the ship, like that should have come from her navigator.
Probably.
Like Klaus is just the protagonist, so he has these fucking magical powers over everyone else in the cast. Bullshit. That should have come from somebody who has actually been on the receiving end of her shit for more than 10 seconds, and B, actually has some sort of connection with her. But
yeah,
all right.
I will say the single most bizarre, confusing, and utterly irrelevant, it turns out, moment in the show, for me.
Oh jeez, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is the first officer of the Sylvanas, whose name escapes me.
Possibly one of the best characters in the show.
Oh yeah, she's great.
With the worst fucking moment.
Randomly at some point, kisses Klaus full in the lips. There's this moment of like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
And nothing comes of it.
On the day she's about to leave the ship, for reasons we'll get into later, she's just on the deck looking out over the sky, and Klaus is also there. They have a little 5-minute conversation at best, like the most we've seen them interact, period, and she slaps one on him full tongue.
Yeah.
Like,
we were all utterly baffled. We're like, what just happened?
Why?
Why? What?
Like, we're not opposed to character relationships like that, but like, there was no signs. None. There was no clue, no hint.
Also, she is way too old for him. No.
Yeah, she's like 10 years older than him.
Yeah.
Like, what? What is going on? And then nothing comes from it at all.
I'm going to be honest, guys. Until you started talking about it, I forgot all about it.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Uh-huh.
It is a complete nothing burger.
No on the plot. It forwards no one's character.
Nothing happens because of it.
I mean, it's not even fan servicey, because I mean, that woman in any other show would be the absolute target of fan service.
Yeah,
but
we get a little bit of that once we find out that she's actually like the heir to the throne of Anadore, and she has to go take up her position briefly, where she's got to wear like friggin' like Victorian era dress with like the gigantic push-up bodice thing. But she's clearly unhappy and uncomfortable in it.
Oh, it was very clear. I want to be back on the Sylvanas.
I want to go back to the Sylvanas. I want to put on my great coat and my skirt and my jack boots, and I want to tell people to blow shit up. That's all I want to do.
I don't want to rule a country, but I have to because my dad's a fucking idiot.
Because my dad's an idiot.
So yes, there's a lot of political stuff going on. Also part of it is that, the king is a fucking moron.
The king is a fucking moron who thinks he's much smarter than he is.
Oh yes.
Also, very bigoted against people of Disith. Like,
Yeah. Because we find out that the whole point of the war is Disith is basically going through the beginning of an ice age and is running out of arable habitable land and is trying to migrate across the whatever the wind barrier is called.
I forget.
The
yeah,
Grand Stream.
Grand Stream, that's it.
The Grand Stream. Thank you. Trying to migrate across the Grand Stream to create new colonies so that they continue their culture and not have everyone die.
Yeah, that's the thing. So the Empire is literally nothing but, as far as we see, arable farmland, as far as I can see, kind of situation.
problem is they
Except
don't have
water. Yeah,
But they don't have water somehow. Despite the fact they've got fields and grass and trees and everything,
well, they
they
don't
have water.
Potable water is the problem. And
Yeah.
they don't seem to have a way to create suitable amounts of potable water.
Whereas this
Probably
is literally a land of ice.
Them no.
Yeah, a land of ice, water for days, but no way of actually growing anything.
Yeah. And all of this is being allowed by the guild, who thinks that the war is fun and cool. I mean, because they get to watch it from their fucking sky stations.
And they're doing this as a manner, a way to keep the lesser folk under control and in check, so they don't get out of hand and fuck things up.
Punch them.
All work together. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. The whole reason Sylvanas wanted Alvis in the first place is because Alvis has something called a Mysterion, which is a poetic riddle, and there are 4 of these, and if you know the 4 of these and the answers to them, then you can control Exile. What the fuck is Exile? Only really Alex and the guild know, and we eventually find out ourselves.
We also find out that Alvis has a connection with Exile.
Yes.
She is able to broadcast the Mysterians to it. We don't know why. It's never explained why. She's the MacGuffin. Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's a MacGuffin girl. There's a lot of stuff that was like, it is not explained why. Like, why does the guild build their ships the way they do? Why does the guild have all this extra tech? We can infer that Elvis is some sort of throwback to before, when people had connections to the Exile. We can infer that the guild has all of this tech because they preserved it from the before 4 times. We find out that Exile is a colony ship, and the reason why Anatore has no water and Disith is freezing and there's the Grand Streams because Exile's terraforming engine is fucked to hell because the guild stopped maintaining it. At some point, they did. We don't know why, but they did.
Again,
a lot of there used to be different different houses in the guild, but they are now all consolidated on the power of Maestro Dushenheim. Delphine, yeah.
Yeah, it's implied. Like, again, this is all stuff that we tried to work out ourselves. So it's implied that the fact that there's the 4 Mysterians. It's mentioned at some point. This Mysterion is of this family. This Mysterion is of this family. So apparently there were 4 families within the guild that had control over Exile, and they worked together. And now apparently there's only one.
But the other Mysterions were lost.
But they don't have all the Mysterions, so they have all the technology. They're still in charge, but they can't do anything with Exile. It's just there.
And Maestro Delphine, who now controls the guild wholly and utterly, is a decadent psychopath.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no other description for her. She's a narcissistic, psychopathic lunatic, controlled entirely by a complete slave to her own whims, and wants nothing more than to exercise her power over others, which she does all the time.
She knows.
And to enjoy the finest things that the planet has to offer, regardless of the cost involved.
Right.
Yeah. But she know, but the problem with that is that she knows it. She loves it, and she loves rubbing it in people's faces.
Yes.
So like there's an episode
After all,
later
what's
on
the
where
point of power and wealth if you can't rub it in people's faces?
exactly. So like there's an episode later on where a good chunk of the main cast end up in her custody, and she throws them a banquet, and it's one of those situations where huge long table. She's at the head at one end, and down the other end, about a mile away of this huge opulent table, is the rest of the crew with all these feasts before them. And like she's explaining, where each meal came from, how it was kept, how it was cleaned. They're talking, I think is it. I don't think Lavi's there, but I know some. I think it might be
No,
Klaus.
Lavi's not there.
It's
Lavi,
Klaus, Al, and it's Klaus and Al are basically the
Albus.
ones there at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Klaus is like
and
just
Dio's
getting,
technically there, but this is after
yeah.
he gets brain fragged.
But Klaus is getting like he can't believe like she mentions that she's using what they call first water, which is i.e. the cleanest shit. They use that to wash off dirt and shit. It's like one of their rarest commodities is nothing more to her than something to wash off shit.
Yeah.
It's just like here's succulent roasting pig that it was bred in a certain altitude. It's worth more than your entire city, and I don't want it anymore. Put it in the bin.
Yeah.
Like,
Or like this dessert was made using a herb that can only be harvested from the highest, most dangerous peaks. Hundreds of people die every year trying to bring back simply a mere handful of it. Isn't it exquisite?
30 people died for your one dessert. Isn't it
Yeah.
great? It's like, fuck off.
And it's clear she's explaining this because she thinks it's really cool and it makes it taste better. The suffering makes it better.
The fact that the people she's eating with are shocked and appalled at it amuses her.
Yeah. And slightly offends her because who are you to judge me? Like, you can be shocked and appalled, but don't say that I'm a bad person.
Yeah,
I mean, I am, but you're not allowed to acknowledge that.
Yeah, it absolutely gives her an excuse to go off and be all indignant and all that sort. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, she's horrible.
I'm an asshole, but how dare you call me out for it?
Yeah. She tortures Alex, our budget Harlock, using vines and roses because of course she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it this, the one episode that like when they kind of introduced her to us is the episode where I forget her name, the first officer, when she steps up and takes over as regent of the empire. And and Delphine descends her capital ship down over the coronation ceremony in full view of the entire nation and disperses rose petals by the tons.
Yeah.
Over the top of it. And it's like everyone's like, "Oh, the guild came and gave us their blessing," and then it's like, "No. That was a warning."
That was a declaration of war. That was a display of power.
That was one of the most naked displays of power I have ever seen in anime.
That was shitting on the bride. That was literally like, that's a cute little coronation you've got. Don't forget who's really in charge.
Yeah.
Because now that the first officer's name escapes me,
Sophia,
she's really cool, but she's only ever Sophia. She's hardly ever referred to as Sophia. She's referred to as first officer or XO. Or vice captain. She's referred to by Sophia like 3 times in the entire show.
Like, the only person who calls her Sophia is basically Al and Alex occasionally.
Yeah.
Is Al refers to everybody by their first name, like everybody.
Yes.
He does not believe in rank and position.
Yeah.
He is part of the crew, but he refers to the captain as Alex.
Yes.
And everyone just sort of goes, okay.
Yeah. I forget where I was going with all of this. I got distracted.
It's all right. That was the whole sort of, Delphine was, torturing Alex with the poisonous rose vines, because roses grow on vines, apparently.
With the truth serum roses do.
Because sure, why not?
Yeah.
It's an alien world. They probably have
Sure.
and they clearly have gene engineering
Oh, yeah.
capabilities. At least the guild does. Sure, why not? Oh right. Now that Sophia's dad is out of the way, because he dies during a battle. Basically, Disith basically just is backed into such a corner. They just sort of throw everything, throw all the dice at once. They throw everything in a surprise attack, kill Sophia's dad.
Well, he was actually killed by his prime minister.
Yes, he was killed by his prime
It was
minister.
part of a coup. Yeah.
Because the prime minister's like, this is going to go awfully unless you abdicate and let your daughter take over and fix things. How dare you say I'm incompetent? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Be that way.
Yeah. So anyway, Sophia's like, hey, Disith remnants. You guys are already over on the other side. Cool. We can give you what we can. There's a problem, though. There's not enough to go around. You know whose fault that is? Those douchebags called the Guild. You want to join us and beat the fuck out of them to get what we need? Yes, we do. Awesome. Let's put together a united front and punch the Guild in the dick.
And so they work up a plan with, the Sylvanas.
The Sylvanas, and Stephen Bloom's character who shows up.
Who's a...
Oh, yeah.
He's
so you know how we mentioned... No, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, sorry. You know how we mentioned Pokemon with Slayers? This show is filled with the Cowboy Bebop
crew also, yeah.
Bo Billingsley and Steve Bloom are all over this show.
Yeah. Stephen Bloom is a captain who is sort of like the legitimate version of Alex.
Yeah.
He's in charge of their fanciest, newest ship called the Urbanus, Sylvanas. I kind of dig it.
Yeah, no, they're great. Good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally the same character, but one follows the rules and one doesn't.
Yep.
Well, Stephen Bloom's character is also a lot more jovial. Like Alex broods like friggin' Batman, poorly written Batman. Stephen Bloom's character, whose name I can't remember, and it's not important, is much more like a person.
Yeah.
Lack of a better term.
He's a person, not a plot point. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also think it's very funny that the Sylvanas looks like a flying box, much like a lot of the other ones, but the Urbanus looks like a friggin' looks downright predatory, complete with like big chainsaw wings. It's got big chainsaw wings. I love anything with big chainsaw wings.
It's a cool ship, like legitimately.
Yeah. It looks almost Klingon.
Yeah, actually. But yeah, they got this big. So yeah, there's big operation. So the Sylvanas and the class of ship that the Urbanus is are the only ships that the guild has no handle over. Yeah.
The Sylvanas, because they have their engineer is a guild refugee. He left the guild because it was like, holy shit, these guys are brainwashing people and are horrible monsters, and their whole pseudo-religion thing is bullshit. Fuck that. And the Sylvanas is like, yeah, we cracked the code and built a whole 3 of these because it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so just before I go any further, I'm gonna just backtrack to what I mentioned earlier about, the whole bit with the kiss?
Yeah.
And the age gap?
Yeah.
So I was looking into it. I'm pretty sure, other than the deck crew, Alex is the only member of the crew who's over 20.
Huh.
Really?
Because apparently Sophia is 19.
Okay, then. I did not get that vibe from
Oh,
her.
she's like,
No,
I got like a late 20s vibe
Yeah,
from
same.
which
her.
means she's only 4 years older than Klaus.
Okay, I mean that's less
Alright,
bad.
But
not as
also
creepy as I thought it was.
looking through it, Al,
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was how did you describe her a moment
6-year-old.
ago, Eric? A competent
Yeah.
6-year-old. She's 11,
really.
Okay.
apparently.
I got the impression she was supposed to be 6. Okay.
Yeah, so did I.
She acts like a 6-year-old. She acts like precocious 6-year-old. Okay.
Yeah, like down to the way she speaks. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, she's very clearly been socially isolated. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But like Dio, Klaus, and Lavi are all around 15, 16 as we expected.
Yeah.
Alex
that
is
sounds about right.
28.
that I
He's
believe.
the oldest member of the crew outside of
No,
the
that I
outside
Really,
of
I
believe.
would have pegged Alex to be about like 35,
Sure.
30 to 37.
I agree, but
Yeah.
I can also see.
Especially given that we established that he was good friends with Klaus and Lavi's parents,
Dads, yeah.
and flew with them on various vanship things before he became captain of the Sylvanas.
Yeah.
And it's been at least 10 years since then.
I would expect, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was doing that when he was
And
18.
I very much got the impression they had been like they were of an age with Klaus and Lavi's parents, and Klaus and Lavi's parents, I very much got the impression were like late 20s, early 30s at the time, before they got caught a bad case of dead.
Yeah. I think the biggest surprise there is Sophia being under 20.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she.
Oh, I got like 27, like she was like 27. That was the vibe I got.
Yeah, I got her. Not. I got her as younger than Alex, but not that much younger than Alex.
Yeah. Alex, I thought was like 36, between like 30 and 36. Sophia, I figured was like 25 to 27. And yeah. Huh.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
So
Like fucking Jotaro, it's like fucking Jotaro being like 16.
Yeah.
he's in high.
That's a
He's in
built
high
fucking
school.
kid.
What?
Yeah, bullshit.
Almost the entire cast are high school students. Fuck you. No, they're not. I love JoJo, but man, they got man, Araki got better at making the characters look like they're in high school.
Yes.
Stop layering them with muscle.
But I was inspired by Hotoko no Ken.
Yes. In high school.
Yeah, but Hotaro no Ken was like 30.
Kenshiro was like 30, guys.
Stop drawing Kenshiro.
And he did. That's something we have to watch part 4. That reminds me.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah.
You guys will like the later parts. I swear.
Cool.
At any rate. So yeah, we're in the plot acceleration part of the story now.
Yeah,
Yes.
We've been there for a while.
We've run out of money. Yeah, we've run out of money. The plot needs to go real fast now.
We've skipped over some parts that are fun and interesting, but
Yeah.
basically, so Delphine is trying to torture the Mysterians out of Alex. She gets to the last one, and Alex doesn't know it, and she's like, "Wait, what do you mean you don't know it? You can't. You must know all these. You you paranoid psychopath."
Alex is exactly the kind of paranoid psychopath that knows that if he got captured, he doesn't want to give it away. So he deliberately didn't learn one of them.
Yeah. The one he knew that Delphine didn't know.
So I will say that was like, oh yeah, that actually makes total sense.
Yeah.
Who does know it? Sophia, of course.
Yep.
So we have some fun. So basically, Klaus and Al managed to escape from Delphine's flagship base thing.
Yep.
Unfortunately, poor Dio has been mind washed and turned into a perfect guild heir.
Not even that. He's completely brain fragged. Like he's running on autonomous functions and is otherwise like, wow, the whole world's new. Killing sure is cool. Wow, I sure can make marks in the table with this spoon.
No, it's my read on that really was a case of like he was supposed to be like they were supposed to the brain fracking was supposed to make him like more like Delphine, and
Yeah.
his actual way he's wired basically was fighting with it and like he broke
Yeah.
and he's just not functional anymore at that point because he's not but yeah, so they escape and then they basically take a long path back to the Sylvanas via van ship stuff.
Yep.
Big battle with the guild and the Disith and I forgot what's the name of the other nation? I forgot.
Not
Anatre fleets. The guild, boy howdy, they could learn something about structural engineering and safety redundancies from the Empire in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because we get trench run bits, but they are more wide open. The vulnerabilities are more wide open than the goddamn trench run in Return of the fucking Jedi when the Death Star was not finished.
This is absolutely a design of arrogance. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
The little gnats can't actually hurt us, so why bother with
So yeah,
defense?
basically the van ships fly in and start bombing the the generators in the guild ships. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally like a hollow tube all the way down from the front of the ship to the end. It's like they decided that the best way to cool their generators is a fucking wind tunnel.
Yeah. There's a bit where we find before the operations start where we see the musketeers do something useful, which is take the friggin' anti-grav generators.
Yes. So the guild engineers aren't there anymore to help eject them.
To eject them, yeah. Where Mullen dies, totally actually dies. I don't care what the says. The dude died.
Oh my god.
His Dith's girlfriend follows him in, finds his corpse, starts crying.
Carries his body out.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
No, she leaves it behind. You're right. You're right.
Do that. She sits down in the doorway and starts weeping.
Yeah, she walks in, says his name off camera, and then we see her walk out. Like, she breaks down in tears seeing him lying there, apparently. Says his name, and then walks out and sits on the step, sobbing.
Yeah.
He's dead. That is the only
thing that didn't have happen is
didn't
have like the Cowboy Bebop flight of doves, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing they were missing for the he's dead.
Yeah, and you may have worked out where we're going with this, but just go with the logic for now. If he survived that scene, if he was still alive, why did she go and sit on the step?
Yeah.
Why did she not go and help him?
He clearly needed medical attention.
Shout for a medic. Anything whatsoever, other than, oh, he's been shot. I'm just gonna go sit here and have a cry.
Apparently, it's very clear she thought he was dead, like at a minimum.
Either he was absolutely fine, gave her a thumbs up, and she's just fucked off and just broken because of tension. Sure, we don't see that. We do see him fucking alive at the end of the fucking show in the coda. Because apparently he survived, and that's when we find out not how he survived or where he popped up from or even how he was wounded, other than there was gunfire.
Yeah, I got
just that is such a
did involve fighting guild engineers with submachine guns, and they've got pneumatic muskets.
What's pissing me off is it's such a fucking dishonest writing technique. It's like they use that to build sort of tension and like sorrow, and it's like, oh, one of our main characters we followed the whole way, he's been waving death flags and he's like, he's been talking about how he just wants to survive, and now he's finally met somebody on his level, on his wavelength, and and now he's dead. Oh no, we've lost him. Until the very
Psych!
last fucking moment where they go, psych.
Yeah.
What?
How dare?
And then just to juxtapose that, how the fuck they deal with Dio?
Poor fucking Dio. He deserves so much fucking better.
Oh, Dio.
So
So-
during the final approach of Klaus and Al in their van ship, when they're going up, they basically getting in position to basically have Al deliver stuff deliver the final Mysterians to Exile. Dio shows up in one of their starfish ships.
No,
No,
not
it's a
even
van
that.
ship.
He
You're
shows
right.
up-
It's in the van ship, yeah.
It's a regular van ship. It's yeah.
He's reliving.
Yeah, he
a
is
mode
reliving
earlier in the show.
his first encounter with Klaus.
Not even that. He's reliving the race they had.
You're right.
which
It's
is
the race.
distract-
That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a bit where where Klaus and Lavi go on a race, and their whole job is to be the distraction for Alex to get the last Mysterian he needs.
Right.
And that's what it is. And they do a good job of it. And they almost get left behind because the Sylvanas are kind of dicks a lot of the time.
But the important part about that is that at the climax of the race, it's Klaus and Lavi versus Dio and Luciola.
Yeah.
And Klaus's ship has been set up better. He's got more speed. He's going to win. And Luciola, being just being the guild guy, Dio being the guild guy, says, "I need more speed. We need less weight. Luciola, jump out."
Yeah.
And that would be pretty fucking acceptable within the guild. But Luciola's like, "No, I'm not going to do that." He says that's not a very practical thing to do. Blah blah blah, and they lose. And in the final moments, Dio is reliving that same thing. He's trying to catch Klaus's van ship. He says, "Luciola, I need more speed. Need less weight. Jump out." And for whatever reason, because of Klaus changing or turning or whatever else, in Dio's mind, he beats him. He gets to the whatever finishing line he's seeing first and beats him. And he's like, "Luciola, we did it. We did it. We did it." Turns around and Luciola's not there.
Yeah.
Because Luciola was
never there.
No, he was never there because he was killed.
Because he was
earlier.
killed by Delphina early on, because
Yeah.
Delphina is a horrible monster and
But
nobody
yeah,
likes
Dio
her.
Dio was always flying that van ship by himself, but he turned around and sees an empty cockpit. That's an empty pilot engineer seat, and he's like, "Why? Why did you? Did you jump out just because I said so?" And take into account, he's in the Grand Stream, climbing on top of the van ship, like off of the pilot's the cockpit altogether, just on top of it, looking for Luciola, and he gets blown off.
Yeah, and that's the end
And
of
that's
Dio.
And that's the end of Dio. That is such a fucking nothing burger way for him to go.
Yeah.
Like, just for sheer maximum ramped up tragedy, and it's not fucking earned.
Legitimately, like Dio, like everything about Dio deserved better than that. Than that. Like I'm
Yeah.
okay to a degree with him killing off Dio, but
Yes.
it had to be that was not the way to do it.
No. In a spiral of guild-induced brain frag fucking psychosis.
It just didn't. It just.
And even then, like, okay, fine. We've established that Delphina is horrible and she destroys everything she touches, quite literally, and the tragedy of Dio and everything, and yada yada yada. And drives home that his death was pointless. Da 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 da. But it just feels like he was probably the best crafted character in the show, like,
Yeah.
and they kind of just
Like, even from a logical standpoint, okay, when this is all done and the guild falls and all the rest of it, there are
Yeah.
still going to be members of the guild that need somebody in charge.
Yeah.
And you've been building him up as this heir to the throne.
which he has no interest in doing, and
He's
quite
no
frankly
interest
isn't
in
qualified
but
for.
That's because
Dio
he's
is not
nothing like the
qualified
guild.
to be in charge of anything. That
Yeah.
is something made exceedingly clear.
Yeah.
Like he would have been a terrible choice. And on paper, okay, it drives home that how monstrous Delphine is, and the pointless tragedy of Dio. On paper, okay, I can see where they might have drawn these conclusions that this is the right way to do it. Much like the rest of the show, interesting idea, very poorly
Oh, yeah.
executed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, Dio's fucking obsession with calling him fucking Immelman.
Yeah, which
This is a really nasty little nitpick I appreciate, but Dio sees when in that first initial engagement, Dio sees a Vanship perform an Immelman turn. It wasn't an Immelman turn that he did in the actual animation, but sure. From that point onwards, Dio refers to Klaus as Immelman. God, I am sick of hearing that word. It wasn't even a fucking Immelman turn for a start.
it was a loop to loop, wasn't it?
It was a loop. It was an actual full loop.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But yeah. That is just me nitpicking and like
Yeah.
that's the
Now, so during all this, Delphine confronts Alex again, and basically is mocking him because she thinks she's basically won at this point. At which point, Alex musters the last bit of strength and proceeds to get his arms free and choke her to death.
Which is fucking hilarious.
It's so good,
one-handed,
knowing he's
yeah.
going to die.
And he doesn't care because he gets to kill her on the way out.
This is the thing he wants most because she is responsible for the death of his wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that his significant other?
It is so. I mean, we can
The love of his
we
life.
can infer that if she wasn't his wife, they were going to get
Right.
married.
The love of his
Like,
life. You know.
Yeah.
So now he's going to murder, and she's responsible for so many awful tragedies around. She has to go. He is correct,
Yeah.
and he is entirely willing to die to make sure she is dead.
And he does, and it's basically it's the ending you should have expected.
No, that is
it was
that
the
death.
ending they were building for him.
That death
from the
made
beginning.
sense.
Yes.
No pomp, no circumstance, no grandeur for her. She just goes out like a dog, you know.
Yeah. She is choked to death by a man she thought she had defeated and was gloating over.
Yes,
and that's awesome.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So they deliver they deliver all four Mysterians, and Exile opens up and reveals itself as a spaceship.
Yep.
And then we get into the coda where everyone lives happily ever after, basically. Everyone's still alive.
Including Mullen, who is
Mullen is
dead.
now alive, so and so yeah, that's the end of Last Exile. Now, I want to bring up something which I found when I was reading the wiki. So when we were watching it, it really looked like to all three of us that what happened is Exile opened itself up, revealed itself to be the colony ship, and then got back to properly terraforming the planet they're on.
Yeah, it finished its job.
Right? Which is what the guild is preventing it from doing. According to the wiki, and according to apparently the sequel manga series, both of them, no. It was opening up as a colony ship to take anyone who wanted to go back to Earth. This is not clear from the show to any of us.
I will call absolute, and I'm not doubting what you found, Peter. I am calling absolute bullshit on it. Because the coda that we saw,
it looked
when they were
looked at the planet they were on to me.
with the kids and everything. It wasn't the planet they were on. It was the fucking house that they were in. The same fucking house that they grew up in with their parents.
Yeah.
So that's a fucking retcon.
As far as maybe
okay, fine. The anime ended slightly differently than the manga. Fine, that happens all the time. And
except it's an anime. It's an anime original.
Yeah.
I was not aware it was an anime.
It's an anime original. The manga series, the sequel manga series were done afterwards.
They just decided to change it because
either they decided to change it, or God help me, someone the story Bible was wrong. or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a
No,
lot of
'cause-
that. This is the thing.
yeah.
There's a lot of that in the show. Like, I'm not saying it's all outside of the realm of possibility and logic that you can't work out what's going on. But there's so many ass pulls that it's just like, yeah, and this happened, and this happened. We'll explain it in like episode 25. Okay, well, we're in 3. Like, just give us some information. Just trickle something, just enough to know what's going on, or the political status. All of this that we've explained. I mean, I'm not saying it's completely unfathomable and impossible to work out, but a lot of what we're explaining now is over the course of the whole show. Like, again, not the most confusing thing in the world, but
Yeah.
there were points when we were watching it, with like episode 12, 15, 16, high teens. We were like, well, what's actually going on here?
Yeah.
Why is this happening? What is this for? And it just doesn't care to explain.
I don't mind that again, but like I don't mind being left with questions about how things work and how and everything, as long as it all makes a certain internal kind of sense and you can sort of infer what's going on.
Hmm.
But I do think there are too many questions left and how shit works. And I do think that like it wasn't nearly as coherent as it needed to be able to pull that off. Again, good idea on paper, poorly
Yeah.
executed.
I'd agree.
It feels like one of those shows that has about a 40 to 50 episode.
Yeah, this is the conclusion
Plan.
I think that I came to. Is
Yeah.
this show desperately
Yeah.
needed to be at least 50% longer?
It has
I was
so
gonna
many
say
ideas.
I think they would have fallen into a lot of bad traps from the era to if it was like 52 episodes long. I think this
Yeah.
would have been really happy with number one. This is an important one: a consistent budget through the whole fucking
That
thing.
would help.
Yeah. One fucking writer for a start. Yeah.
Or at least
And number
at
two,
least a better
eh,
editor.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
A
somewhere
showrunner.
between another 6 to 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And I rarely
It's
say that. Especially from this era, I really feel like a lot of shows are
it's one of those.
have like we have 24 episodes to do.
Mm.
Let's fill the middle full of crap that doesn't matter. That's not
Yeah.
something that happens here. Everything's weirdly important, in at least in character development.
See, it's something I've kind of learned because I'm trying to write my own work
Except for
at
the
the
fucking
moment.
kiss.
Yeah.
The kiss out of nowhere.
What the
I
fuck?
don't
Like, just
understand.
because they couldn't logically get Alex and her together. It's like, we've got to just slap one on somebody, whatever. Okay, who cares?
Except that
But
it
no,
never comes up again, and it doesn't forward anyone's.
Like there are a
character
couple of moments where Klaus interacts with Sophia, and he seems like he's still got a little bit of like a puppy dog crush on her or something.
Yeah.
But like, that's it.
but no,
And we see their ace pilot, who's definitely a few years older than Klaus, but not that much older, kind of
don't think
develops a
she is,
weird crush
actually.
on him that she's
me have-
being all sundary about.
Let me just check, because I think I checked her as well. Tatiana, there she is.
Yeah, Tatiana.
She's 17. She's 2 years older than him.
Yeah, so yeah, I would say she was somewhere between like 17 and 19, and yeah, she develops a weird crush on him that she acknowledges is weird and is all sundary about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wrong. There is another crew member over 20. The one with the ears. the sonar operator.
Oh yeah.
Right.
She's 21.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
about
the
it.
one who ends up being pivotal to how
Yeah.
how to track down Exile. Yeah.
Not just track down Exile, like spotting the guild fleet too.
Yeah.
Like she listens to the sonar reports from these torpedoes they fire off, and is able to pinpoint
Yeah.
like ship noise. It's like, oh, wow, that's a useful skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although apparently, because her ears are so sensitive, the entire ship has to go into silent mode. And by silent mode, I mean don't drop a pencil.
Yeah.
Because she can hear conversations 3 decks below.
Well,
It's
yeah, she's sitting there at the sonar station. She's listening to everything, which
yeah.
means everything.
Like, don't fart too loud, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's the
That's
gist.
that is the gist.
I think
That's
it's just
Last
yeah.
Exile. Um, it's a show. I think we all actually genuinely like it overall, but man,
Yeah.
it needs something.
Mm.
It's not. It's just not all there.
It's
I guess final.
it feels thoroughly half-baked
Yeah, I
is the
guess we
thing.
sort of go into
Yeah.
final thoughts. So
Yeah.
Gav, then me, then Eric, because you're the one who
Yeah.
recommended it. So you
Yeah.
get the final
Well, and
word.
as I was gonna say a moment ago, I mean, I'm trying to write my own thing at the minute, and one thing I've picked up and learned along the way is that you don't have room for every single idea that you've got.
Right.
Mm.
I mean, I'm learning that allows me to possibly stretch out the story to a sequel, or even possibly not more, and and explore things later on. Also, when you've got so many ideas, those ideas need room to breathe. Again, that's the reason why you can't put everything in, because you need space. This show needed somebody in the writing room saying, "These are all cool ideas. They do not all fit in that box." Because it did not have anywhere near the time to explore everything that it tried to present. At the same time, as I say, it brought these in and then made no attempt to explain a lot of it. It's I think it's just a case of this was a sorry, I'm awful with words, which is great for when I'm trying to be a writer. Um, it was an idea above the writer's skill level,
Hmm.
essentially. And like I say, we don't even know who that writer was really at the end of the day, and the format, the way that the way it came together, it was a greater idea than was capable of actually being put to paper. Um, it was again. There's a good show in here. There's a good idea. There's a good plot in here. It just needs pulling apart a little bit, maybe stretching out, maybe taking a few pointless bits out, adding a couple of little bits in. It's not a good show, I will have to say, but again, interesting but not good. I'm not going to say it's the worst thing we've watched. We all know what that is.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit of a thumbs down for me, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
I liked it better than Gav did. I think I would say it's fine. Like I've seen so many just. I give it a lot of credit for it's at least trying to do something interesting, which means it beats the tar out of
Yeah.
a whole bunch of other stuff,
Mm.
which aren't even aspiring to mediocrity. Like
Yeah.
half the isekai direct out there is just not even aspiring to mediocrity.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would just it is above the we need to put something out,
yeah.
class.
They are
It's
trying to do something. They have something they want to say, and they're trying to say it, which gets me a lot of credit. They do a good job. Like most of the character development's good. Most, not all. And the overarching idea of the story is good. It was not executed well, and like the individual episodes were wildly erratic in quality.
yeah.
And the animation, like as Eric said, like you could see that like they were just running out of steam and probably budget as the show went on, and
Yeah.
the animation progressively got worse on average overall. The writing felt like it got more rushed over as it went along overall, and like it just it's not the worst thing I've seen, and the ending was at least okay, even if it doesn't match up with what apparently was supposed to be. And Mullen should have been dead, but
Yeah.
we've seen better shows that start off stronger end worse.
Yeah.
Looking at you,
Yes.
Kato, the right answer.
Oh, Christ.
And like I'm still willing to recommend those. So I overall give this a sort of an unenthusiastic thumbs up. It's a good show. It's fine.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's worth watching, but it's not great. It's fine.
It's a pass, but barely.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's C plus B minus.
Yeah, I'd say that's about where I am on it. I remembered it more fondly
Sure.
before I rewatched it. I remember it having a lot of really cool, interesting ideas that I didn't remember entirely. So it's like, yeah, we can rewatch this for the show. I remember enjoying this. Um, like I said, it's got a love. The aesthetic direction is really interesting. Again, like the sort of diesel punk sky pirate thing going on. All of the characters are relatively well written. Um, it has ambitions and takes risks that like that I'll take that over by the numbers whatever gets us paid bullshit. And but it is swimming in flaws, and it's definitely reaches higher than its capabilities or budget.
Yeah.
um yeah, I don't like this nearly as much as I thought I did. It is still entirely watchable. You could do much
Oh, yeah.
worse.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's ultimately kind of mediocre in like the actual meaning of the word, in that it's very like sort of middle of the road quality, elevated slightly by its ambitions and interesting ideas, none of which are executed nearly as well as they could be to make it great.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I'd say, yeah, there are worse ways to burn your time.
Yeah. There are better ways to burn your time, though. Also,
Yes,
This is not a show that you put on in the background because you will not be able to keep up.
yeah. And it quite frankly doesn't have the budget to be pretty enough to do just for the visuals either.
no. So yeah.
It's no free run.
Oh God, no. Not at any level.
It's no free run. It's no Mob Psycho.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I will like, that's part of the.
But I'll also say it's no Ergo Proxy, which was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, what were its contemporaries at the time?
Ergo Proxy.
Oh, okay.
Ergo
2000
Proxy, Paranoia Agent. Paranoia Agent is excellent, but
2003.
I mean,
Who was
Paranoia
that?
Agent Satoshi Kon. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a fair. That's not fair.
Oh, TV series here. I was looking up things. Okay, let's see what we got in 2003. Wolf's Rain.
Eh.
It was
Uh,
okay. Yeah, it was
yeah.
all right.
Okay. That's more cartoon than anime. Transformers are.
Original Tokyo Godfathers was in 2003.
Yeah.
That's one that's a movie. Two, that's a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
D and Angel by Zebek.
Don't remember D and Angel, other than it
I've
having
heard
a
of
neat
it.
name.
I've not seen it myself. I've heard it mentioned before, so maybe I'm wrong. Sonic X. Okay, that was a masterpiece. I'm gonna get hate now for that. There are a lot of Sonic X fans out there. Ninja Scroll, the series. Okay.
They made a series out of Ninja
Oh,
Scroll.
geez, I remember that.
Oh, Kino's
Yeah.
Journey. Oh dear.
Oh, yeah, that's also not fair.
No,
Full Metal Panic.
that's also not fair.
Read
Yeah.
or Die the TV.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, this
In
poor
the
show.
Same year.
That's an underappreciated classic.
We covered it, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I just don't know. I've just never heard of that I'm looking through here. It's like,
Yeah, I mean that was Planetes. Is from that year as well.
Seriously, Planetes?
Mm,
I thought that was much newer. I thought that was like 2010s.
apparently not. Full Metal Alchemist.
I knew that was that year, the original FMA.
Again,
Yeah.
again, not fair.
Monogatari.
Eh.
Again, not fair. Monogatari is, it's got a lot of
Gun
fans out
Crush.
there. Its best aspect is it's really well animated.
Bo 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 bo.
Oh, geez, that show. Okay.
Yep,
Gungrave,
Gungrave. Yeah,
Oh,
but
wow,
yeah, that's the
Gungrave.
sort
Okay.
of yeah.
Gunslinger Girl, Mau Raho. I don't remember. I know I've heard that. I don't remember it though.
Yeah.
Chrono Crusade, and then there's a ton of stuff I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Chrono Crusade, I remember that was an anime? I remember the video game.
I mean, it might have been an anime adaptation of it, the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly. I mean, it had some. It was one of those times where it had there was a fair like nowhere near like when I say a lot of content, nowhere near the sort of the levels we get today.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
the time, a lot came out, but the very few actually stood up and said, "You need to watch me."
I mean,
Yeah, I
there
mean,
were a
this
few,
was
but
yeah. And again, it's like we are kind of living in a anime golden
oh
age
yeah,
where every season of every year has much watch new classics.
Yeah.
That that this is an aberration.
oh yeah, no, it is. But yeah, I guess that's Last Exile.
Yeah,
If
it's
if it
okay.
sounds interesting, give it a watch. Like,
Yeah, I mean, we spent a good chunk of this sort of ripping it apart, but it
Uh huh.
is fun and interesting. It's just
I do not regret watching it.
Frustrating, I think.
I don't
Yeah.
regret watching it. I wish I'm tearing it apart because I see its potential and wish it was
Yes,
better.
Yes.
as I said at the start, we have critiques, but that's not because we hated it.
No.
There are very few.
We know if we
We
hated it.
generally do not cover shows we dislike.
Yeah, like Killing Bites notwithstanding.
Yeah, there are a few. Killing Bites we all hated.
Yeah, we generally don't cover shows we hate unless I pick them blind. Basically, the way it goes.
We've had a few shows that were one of us didn't like it, and that's fine. That different
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah.
We also didn't like Devil May Cry. This is not the current one, the old one, and that was less because
Yeah.
it was terrible, but more because it was just boring.
It was cookie cutter. It was
Yeah.
absolutely the like we joke. It was the big corporate piece that paid for much better pieces down the line.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Devil May Cry is exactly what I'm talking about when I say I give higher marks to Last Exile for interesting
Oh, yeah.
ideas and taking risks. Devil May Cry is the example of what happens when you don't do that.
Oh my, like it doesn't even have the visual spectacle a Devil May Cry show should have.
Yes.
Like the big final climactic fight was not wild and entertaining. Like it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's it for this episode. Gav, you have the next pick. Do you know what we're doing?
Yes, I have decided and I've stuck to it. I've mentioned this to you already a couple of times. A show I watched about a year, maybe 2 years ago now. At this point, we're heading over to Netflix jail for a show called Leviathan.
Ah, yes.
It's essentially a retelling of a alternate World War One, where one side has kaiju, the other side have spider tanks.
I mean, I'm gonna say that sounds fucking awesome, but I'm also gonna say we just watched a show that had diesel punk sky pirates.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome.
it's got some similar themes, but I at the very least was not as frustrated with the. Well, I say not as frustrated. I don't want to give it a bad sound. I wasn't anywhere near as frustrated with this show as I was with Last Exile.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So we'll be covering Leviathan next. So whenever we come back, hopefully it'll be less time.
Hopefully sooner than later. We have not been great of late. We apologize.
We apologize. Yeah. Hopefully you all enjoyed
all of
this.
our 4 followers.
And we'll be back when we finish Leviathan. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time, bye folks. Take care.
Bye
Bye, everybody.